Do you ever wonder about where your time's going and if you're actually using your time in the most valuable way you possibly can? Because after all, we're only here for a short time. And what are we doing here? Are we doing the things that we're meant to be doing? Or are we just allowing the days to pass by and not much happening? And I was reading something that really inspired me, that there are two things that matter most in life. The first thing that matters most is, are we serving others? How many people do you bring benefit to?
So in benefiting others, you are really bringing benefit to yourself. Whenever we give, whenever we share, whenever we extend our heart, our help, our knowledge, our support to another soul, it's a beautiful gift to ourselves as well. Oftentimes there are vibrations of appreciation that come back to us. We all know the feeling of helping someone else is something that warms our own heart. And it also opens our minds and our awareness to what's going on in the world outside of just our internal world. And we also are able to expand ourselves to have love and compassion and good wishes and, healing thoughts for others.
And the second thing that I was reading is, for how long do we spend connecting to the divine, feeling that powerful vibration, recharging the battery of our soul? How much time are we taking in? Because the more we take in, the more we can give out. And along with this second thing, also you can include into that inspired things that bring you joy. That might be, walking, running, swimming, dancing, listening to music, going on hikes, doing stuff that actually, lifts you up in other ways. Because as we look after ourselves, we can give to others.
So we invite you to 21 days of giving as a way to share your love, your light, your creativity. It is in giving that we receive, and as we give, as we share, as we light others up, there's a beautiful cycle of energy that flows back to us and out, and it will bring a lot of light into your life. So let's look at how to do this.
So what we're going to do is every day for 21 days, you focus on how can you give, how can you share, how can you give benefit. And if you're an entrepreneur, you can, of course, do posts on social media, you can do live events, live calls, videos, audios. There's lots of different methods. Write something, write a book, work on a project. And if you're not an entrepreneur and you want to do this for yourself, then of course your family member, I'm sure they could do with some help. There's friends and family, there's colleagues, there's people at the store, there's endless ways to give, right? But the idea is to give, to focus on giving every single day.
And even if you're not feeling well, if you have any physical illnesses, do it anyway, really. I've been having some chronic illness challenges, and if you do feel, if anyone ever watches this and they're like, well, I couldn't do it because, I have this or this wrong, you could, there's little things that you could do. And I think it will tend to make you feel better as well. So just wanted to add that.
So 21 days of giving. The main thing is to give. The second thing is inspired stuff. How can I connect to a higher power more often, more meditation? How can I do things that make you feel inspired and alive? And the third thing is reducing the amount of time we spend online wasting our time, checking stuff too much, getting caught up in stuff, reading the news, whatever it is. I recently just got this computer and I ended up spending way too much time on it, and I realized I wasn't creating anything, I was just checking all this stuff. And so if we want to be giving and sharing and helping people, where's that time going to come from?
And the benefit of taking some time away from the internet and cell phones is huge. Can't quite emphasize this one enough. It's actually really, really huge. The interesting thing with the internet and cell phones is that until you spend time away from it, you actually don't realize how influenced you are. This happens to me a lot. I go in cycles. Just recently, I was spending more time online, on the phone. And the tricky thing is often starts at least for the sake of service, for the sake of benefiting others. But then we end up spending more and more time on it and getting a little too entangled.
These things are designed, and social media especially is designed for consumption, taking. It's not really designed for giving. You can give, but most people, myself included, open the computer, check the cell phone, what's happened, what's different, does anyone like me? Or whatever it is, right? We're using it to get something.
When you pick this thing up, or your computer, pause before you activate it or turn it on, and just consider, what am I going to do to give benefit, rather than just, consume. So think about it first, have clarity before you go to the device, and then act. Let's say you wanted to share an uplifting post you had in mind somewhere on social media. I highly recommend writing it beforehand offline, like just typing it in a text file so you're in a clear space and you're not getting distracted, and then going in and pasting it in. If you have the idea, I'm going to do that, and you get on your phone, and then if it's Facebook, the first thing you see is the news feed, you might just get distracted and forget about what you're going to do. So use it consciously.
So the point of this challenge primarily is to turn it around, is to take from a higher power, and then use technology to give. So this is the challenge. Spend 21 days, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Up to 21. And every day you're going to fill in what you did to give benefit, what you did to stay inspired, and how many minutes you spent on the internet. This third thing is giving a limit, right? You decide what your limit is. Instead of like all day long checking this, checking that, just cut it back, maybe 20 minutes even. Each person knows what's possible. And be realistic, but also, you got to squeeze some time out of that so you can give it to other things.
So the first thing you want to do is download this sheet and any other resources we have for you. You can print it out. That's going to be the easiest thing to do. Every morning you can use this sheet and have a little time, a little meditation on what you're going to do to give benefit. And again, sometimes it might be spontaneous, so some things you might bring forth and have an awareness of, and then you might find yourself spontaneously doing some. You could always write it down after. What you're going to do to benefit yourself, that inspires you, that fills you, that lifts you up, and how much time you spent on the internet so that you can keep track and stay inspired and motivated and connected to what you're doing. Writing things down really helps. So what's going to happen when you do this? Well, for one, of course, you can experience your own results, but overall, I think for everyone, we tend to feel happier, lighter. We have more meaning in our lives when we're sharing, when we're serving, when we're bringing benefit to others. And that meaning will give you happiness. It will give you resilience to get through challenges. It will give you inspiration and joy to move forward every day. You'll get new ideas, and I also think it can help to make your connection with the divine more vibrant, more full, more divine, as truly when you do this sort of thing, you can see yourself as an instrument that you can call in, that the divine God, the one, is working through you. You can have that intention, and that brings a really beautiful spiritual connection as well. There are many more benefits actually, but those are just to name a few that I think you'll have some experience with, and we look forward to hearing from you as well, the beautiful and wonderful things that happen in your life.
And, sweetie, tell us about this thing behind your head, this picture.
This picture here?
Yeah.
So this is one of my favorite quotes, and I think it's really important for all of us to remember if you're just a human being living in the world. And it's from Mother Teresa, and it says, "People are often unreasonable and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you are kind, people may accuse you of ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are honest, people may cheat you. Be honest anyway. If you find happiness, people may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today may be forgotten. Do good anyway. Give the world your best, and it may never be enough. Give your best anyway. For you see, in the end, it is between you and God. It was never between you and them anyway."